The squeaking is getting really intense, disturbingly loud. Good morning. I'm in Kalispell in Montana, and today I'm gonna make my first trip into Canada. Actually, in the 1990s, I went to Canada just for lunch in the afternoon and to look at a swap meet type place. I don't really count that because I didn't spend the night. I didn't spend any significant time there. Same thing with Mexico. I went over for lunch and about an hour or two of tourist shopping. That's it. So I don't really count that. So this time I'll be up in Canada for 2 or 3 days. I'm headed just across the border from Montana up to Cranbrook, I think is the name of the city, and then I'm going to head west from there over to Vancouver and then south into Seattle. So that's the plan. I'm going to hit the road. I've arrived in Cranbrook. There's a little sign behind me here. I'm at the visitor center. I'm going to go check in and find out what there is to do in the area and probably find a coffee shop, do some video editing, a little bit of work online. I've got a client job I'm working on, and then I've got to figure out what I'm going to do for a place to spend the night. It's not typically the same routine. Walmart here and I think city ordinances, they're pretty strict in enforcing no overnight parking, so might have to find a campground or something like that. I just finished uploading another video here at the Starbucks in Cranbrook, and the Wi-Fi here is super fast. It was like 60 gigabits uploading. It was uploaded in, I don't know, 2 minutes, a minute, something like that. I looked away at the tab and looked back and it was already done and uploaded. I didn't even have a chance to upload the thumbnail or fill out descriptions or anything. Crazy fast. I've mentioned this in the past a couple of times that I've been having some squeaking noise in the wheels, and I took it to a mechanic in Denver, Derek, who looked at it, and he thought that just greasing everything in the front end, a whole bunch of zerks, and I thought the problem was solved because I drove away from his place and didn't hear any squeaking. But then later the next day it squeaked a bit, and then what I've noticed is if I drive for 20 or 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and then slow back down under 20 miles an hour, that it squeaks like crazy. So I think there's still something going on either with the brakes or the bearing. And so I talked with Steve a little bit just now, my friend in Denver, and I think pretty sure that it's the bearing on the driver's side front wheel that is going out. Back when I was in New Mexico, I had originally taken in the step band to get an alignment done and didn't do it, and this was at a spring and suspension shop, and the guys there had it up on a lift and they were moving the entire front wheel on the driver's side, and they told me at that time that the wheel bearing needed to be replaced. So when I had Derek look at it, I thought that the greasing it up had solved it somehow. Maybe he was shooting grease somehow into the bearing. I don't know enough about how the front bearings work to know whether that was solving it, but it sounded like that was solving it. But given that I still have the problem going on now, and that the squeaking is getting really intense, disturbingly loud, I think that I need to get it looked at, and I don't really feel comfortable leaving the city or driving long distances until this is addressed. So I'm going to head over. I'm going to try to get to the Freightliner dealership yet today. It's 6:30 in the evening right now. I think they're still open, but I'm going to drive over there and see if anybody's there available to give me a price quote and just go ahead and get it fixed. They'll probably have to order a part, so it might be something that they do tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I'm going to head over there and find out what's going on. It's strange because you don't hear the squeak when you drive it for the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then after about 20 or 30 minutes it starts happening, and after 40 minutes it's really loud. So it seems like it gets stronger and stronger over time. Well, Google seems to be wrong. Google's telling me that this is open till 9 o'clock. It's 6:30 right now, but they're clearly closed. The gates are closed, no one's here. So I'm going to come back in the morning at 8 o'clock and I guess just see what happens. I might be here in Cranbrook for an extra day. You gotta love the sign behind me here. It's a giant big sign that says that RVs and trucks are welcome here. And the reason this is so interesting is because it's not Walmart, but right over here opposite is Walmart, and there's signs equally as big that indicate that if you park at Walmart that you will be towed. They say you will be towed, no overnight parking, trucks, RVs, anything, that they will tow your vehicle at your expense. And there's signs everywhere that say not to park there. And when I looked online, it said indeed they will tow you. So it's highly interesting that right next door is this other company. And this is a home improvement place similar to Home Depot, but not Home Depot. It's called Home Hardware Building Center. That's all I have for this episode. Thank you for watching. Savor the moment. See you next episode.